Hola, semana. Good evening. I look out and I see 99% of the people out here I have seen before. So I feel very much at home. Thank you for coming out. A few of you have asked me how my mother's doing. She's doing fine. I wish I could bring her here, but she physically is not able to come out here and enjoy the evening. However, I have my mother's younger sister here, my auntie. She's sitting right beside Stumia. Bona Taon, and I'm glad she can come out now. If you know the truth, she raised or took care of all 6 of us children ever since we were born out in Kuching. So we feel like she's our second mother to us. Thank you for coming out. I've been alive in 2011. All they gave me was a title without any idea as to what I should say. But let me share a few thoughts with you, which is probably not quite what you were thinking of. Here's the story. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and Mrs. Williams does what she normally does at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. She's over the kitchen sink, washing dishes, looking out the window, because at 3:15 every day, the school bus would drive up. The doors open, and she would see a 7-year-old girl coming out of the bus, excited as can be, running up the driveway into the kitchen and saying, "Mommy, I'm home, I'm home, I'm home." And her mother would always watch that bus come down every afternoon at 3:15. But today was different. As she was washing the dishes and looking out the window, that same bus came by. The doors opened, and her daughter stepped out. But this time, the daughter did not step out with a bounce in her feet. She noticed that the daughter was walking up the driveway to the house real slow, dragging her feet with her head down. And Mrs. Williams knew something was wrong. Susan came to the kitchen door, and instead of bouncing to her mother's arms, the mother had asked her, "Hi Susan, how was school today?" Very good. "No, Susan, what happened?" "All the children were teasing me and making fun of me, and they're making fun of you, Mommy." "Why, what happened?" "All the children in my school was teasing me and saying, 'Susan, Mommy's has ugly hands. Susan, Mommy has ugly hands.'" "Mommy, why are your hands so ugly?" You see, Mrs. Williams had hands that were curled up, and they were wrinkled, and her fingers could not open up, and they were scarred, and they were stiff, and they did not look like your normal hands. Mrs. Williams turned her cheek a little bit, wiped a tear off her brow, went out to her daughter Susan and said, "Susan, I need to tell you something that I want to tell you for long." Mrs. Williams took her daughter, Susan, out in the living room, sat her down and said, "Susan, about 7 years ago, one bright Sunday afternoon, as I laid you down to sleep in your bed, I thought I would step out of the house to the grocery store and get some bread and milk. I laid you down in bed, I wrapped you up in a blanket, you looked so beautifully comfortable, and I thought, I'll just run down to the store." And I did. I got my bread, I got my milk. As I was standing at the checkout counter, we heard a fire truck coming. And the sound of the fire truck got louder and louder. And pretty soon we realized it was coming right by the grocery store. And as I was going to the checkout counter, we saw that fire truck go by the front of the grocery store. And to our surprise, it turned up the road towards our home. And you know how fire trucks are, Susan. We run after fire trucks. I paid for my rent, I paid for my milk, I ran out, and I followed a fire truck. And to my horror, as I turned around the corner, I noticed that our house was on fire, and the trucks were heading out to our home. And the first thought that came to my mind was, my baby. My baby's out in the bedroom. Someone save my baby. I started running as fast as I could, Susan. As fast as I could, because there was no way I was going to let you stay in that room while the house burned down. I got to the front of the house, and 3 or 4 firemen were there, and they held me back. I said, no, my baby's up in the upstairs bedroom. No, man, you can't go get that baby. You'll burn. There's too much fire burning. It's under control. You have to let that baby go. I need my baby. With all the strength I could muster, I pushed the fireman away, and I ran towards the house. I knew where we were. The house was up in flames. I ran to that front of the door. I swung to the left, and I started going up the stairway. I could not see, because the stairway was all engulfed in flames. The smoke was thick, but I had my baby upstairs, and I'm going to save my baby. With my eyes blinded by the smoke, I ran upstairs. I could feel the heat burning under my feet, but I ran up the stairs. When I got to the top of the stairs, I knew exactly where you were. I turned right, I ran right through the door, went right to your bedroom, and there you were, still safely sleeping. But I had to move fast. The flames and the smoke were starting to gather around me. I was feeling the heat of the flames around me. I grabbed you, Susan. I turned around and went down the stairs. But I knew I didn't have very much time, because by this time, the stairs were burning under me and they were falling under me. I came crashing down, but I had you wrapped up in my arms so tight because I had to save you, my baby. I tripped. I fell. I felt a burn in my hair. I felt the burn in my arms. I felt the burn in my hands, but I had my baby. I remember running out the front door, gasping for air, rolling on the ground with you in my arms, and then having firemen come around to help put the fire out. But you see, because of that, my whole body was 90% burned. And I've gone through multiple surgeries to get all of these skin out of my hands healed. And as a result, my hands are the way they are. By this time, tears were rolling down my cheeks. I Susan, who said, "Oh, Mommy, I'm so sorry. Those are beautiful hands. They're not ugly hands. They are beautiful. Those beautiful hands saved my life. Those beautiful hands protected me. When I was hungry, those beautiful hands fed me. When I needed help, those beautiful hands were there. When I was sick, those beautiful hands looked after me. When I was scared, those beautiful hands reached out and protected me. Those are beautiful hands. And thank you for having beautiful hands. Beautiful hands that reach out to help. Beautiful hands that reach out to give. And because of your beautiful hands, I have a better life to live. I ask you, I challenge you to look at your hands. Are they beautiful? Are your hands that kind that reach out to help, or is it just to take? Are those the hands, the kind that reach out to support? Are they just the kind to take? A better life in 2011 is not about you. It's not about me. A better life in 2011 is about how we can make it better for others, and invite you to make that your goal in 2011. Thank you.